Hey everyone, and oh my gosh. So apparently Vidyard has decided to keep their amazing feature of the 2 FPS recordings. So the reason I'm doing this on that Vidyard instead of just on my camera, because all the other videos I record on my camera, I just record on the camera app instead of Vidyard now because of the stupid recording. The reason I do that is because the weekly football updates series is already started on Vidyard, and I want to finish it on Vidyard, and then I'm gonna just record everything else on my camera. So pretty much just it's unsatisfying. So yeah, there were no games before Sunday at 1 p.m. this week because it was literally a game last week that happened on Wednesday. So that's pretty cool. Sunday games then, 1 o'clock. You got Saints beat the Falcons, although the Falcons did make a last-second surge, but they still lost. And the Saints became the first team and are now one of only two teams in the league to have clinched a playoff spot. So that's pretty cool. Lions beat the Bears. The Bears were now once 5-1, and then they're now 5-7, and they just lost to the Lions, which shows how terrible they are. The Browns surprised the Titans. Okay, they were up 38-7, at halftime, I think. But then the Titans made an almost comeback. Final score was 41-35. But still the Titans lost still. So that's pretty cool. Dolphins beat the Bengals in the most boring game of the week, 19-7. Dolphins are now 8-4 somehow. Mike Glennon is the GOAT. Okay, Vikings beat the Jaguars in overtime. I thought the Vikings were gonna win this comfortably. But it went to overtime, and it was actually really close. They won on a field goal. And so I think the Jaguars are going to win at least 2 more games the rest of the season. Oh, my God. Okay, so the next game is the Jets were up 28-24 with 13 seconds left against the Raiders, and the Raiders had it on a 50. But then the Jets realized that, they were the Jets, and they gave up a 46-yard bomb to Henry Ruggs, and then he, scored, and they won. I mean, the Jets lost, and the Raiders won. So that's just such a Jets thing to do. Oh my God! Then the Colts beat the Texans. The Texans almost won, but then Deshaun Watson fumbled. Rams beat the Cardinals, but I was gonna say it was sort of close, but it wasn't actually really close. It was a 10-point game. In what was then the upset of the week, the Giants beat the Seahawks, and they held the Seahawks to 12 points. And technically they held them to 10 because they got a safety, but who would have thought? And they were in Seattle too, so who would have thought the Giants, the NFC East sucks. Then the Giants are 5-7. They were 1-7. They're now on a 4-game winning streak. Packers beat the Eagles. That wasn't much of a surprise because the Eagles suck. Patriots destroyed the everlasting Jesus Grog. Ignore that. The everlasting Jesus Grog is what I just said. Out of the Chargers, 45-0. They got 2 special teams touchdowns, a blocked field goal return, and a punt return by Gunnar Olszewski, whatever the heck his name is. The Chiefs beat the Broncos, but the Broncos actually almost didn't lose, and so the Chiefs are 11-1 now, which is tied for the best thing in the league, because in the upset of the year, which is the next game, Washington football team beat the previously 11-0 Steelers in Pittsburgh. The Steelers were favored by, I think, 15 in this game, and they were winning 14-3 at halftime, and they were winning 14-0 at one point. And statistics at when they were leading when they were leading by 14 points at any point, at home in the past 10 years or something, they were 109-1-1 or something ridiculous like that. They are now 109-2-1 because somehow Washington and the GOAT Alex Smith, even more of a GOAT than Nathan Peterman, managed to come back and beat the Steelers. The Steelers are now 11-1, and the Washington football team in the NFC East, and the Giants, who are both part of the NFC East, which is the worst division in the league, just defeated the only two teams who were undefeated at home at away, at their homes. So now there are no teams that are undefeated at home anymore. So NFC East is actually becoming pretty competitive. I thought the Eagles were gonna win with a 5-10-1 record, but now it looks like either the Washington or the Giants could go 7-9, to be honest. Bills beat the 49ers. Somehow the 49ers are favored, but the Bills won. Josh Allen was a legend. They are now 9-3. The Bills are now 9-3. And finally, in the final game, the Tuesday game, because there's games on Tuesday now apparently, the Ravens destroyed the everlasting crap out of the Dallas Cowboys, 34-17. All right, cool. That was the scores. Let us now go to the stats. I just realized, holy Jesus, we're already 5 minutes into this video. Usually, sometimes this video is like done by 5 minutes, and you haven't even started the stats yet. So let's go through the stats quickly. Passing leaders, first you got Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, and then Josh Allen. Rushing leaders, Derrick Henry still in the league. Then you got Dalvin Cook, still no one else who's over 1,000 besides those two. And third, you got James Robinson, Ronald Jones, and Nick Chubb. Receiving leader, DK Metcalf for taking the league. Then you got Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, and Stephon Diggs, all of which are now over 1,000. Justin Jefferson's a rookie, by the way. Tackles leader, Zach Cunningham is leading by a mile. He has 119. Next closest is 112, which really isn't a mile, but you know what I mean? That was disgusting. Sorry. Zach Cunningham. Then you got Jalen Smith, Blake Martinez, Roquan Smith, and Devin White. Sacks leader, TJ Watt has retaken the lead. Then you got Aaron Donald, Zadarius Smith, this random dude named Trey Hendrickson, who apparently exists, and Myles Garrett. And interceptions, Xavier Howard first with 8, J.C. Jackson second with 7, Tyrann Mathieu third with 5, and then Harrison Smith and Quandre Diggs are both shown here as having 4. Probably some other people with 4, but screw that. So this has been the weekly football up. Wait, is this 13? Yeah, this is 13, which is kind of weird. Weekly football updates 13.0. I hope you didn't enjoy this. It's a pretty long version, so this is gonna get no views anyway. But if you're here now, you're a legend. Okay, yeah.